Meet Finley the fox with a sparkle in his eye. Have you ever met a really smart fox? One that seems to know everything that's happening around him? Well, let me tell you about Finley. He was not just any fox. He was not just any old fox. Finley was super special. He was incredibly clever and always had a plan. Everyone in the woods knew about Finley. They admired his intelligence and his quick thinking. Finley was the fox with the plan. No matter the situation, he always had a solution. Finley had the brightest orange fur. It shone like the sun and made him stand out. His tail was really big and fluffy. It was like a soft, bushy cloud following him around. His eyes twinkled with fun and mischief. You could tell he was always up to something. He lived in a cozy den under a big oak tree. It was his safe haven, where he could think and plan. Finley loved to laugh and play games. He was always the life of the forest. But most of all, he loved to think hard. He enjoyed solving puzzles and coming up with new ideas. He was not the strongest or the biggest. In fact, he was quite small compared to others. But his brain? Oh, his brain was super. It was always working, always thinking, always full of good ideas. Finley was the go-to fox for any problem. The forest was a lovely place. It was full of life and beauty. Tall trees, warm sunlight, and singing birds. It was like a paradise. Flowers in bright colors everywhere. The forest was a canvas of nature's beauty. It was a peaceful place. Usually, nothing went wrong. It was a haven for all the animals. But when problems came, Finley shined. He was always ready to help and solve any issue. One bright and sunny morning, a problem popped up. It wasn't just any problem, but a berry problem. A very big berry problem. The juiciest, ripest berries in the entire forest. The best raspberries in the forest. They were so plump and inviting, so juicy, so red and sweet. Everyone wanted a taste, but they were guarded by a big, grumpy bear. His name was Barnaby, and he wanted all those berries for himself. No one else could have even a single one. Finley's tummy made a noise, a loud, hungry noise. He thought about those tasty berries. They were all he could think about. Oh, how he wanted some. His mouth watered just thinking about them. He dreamed of a delicious raspberry pie, the kind his grandmother used to make. But Barnaby was big and grumpy. This was tricky. Other animals had tried and failed. Bobby the rabbit tried sneaking past. He was quick and quiet. Barnaby grumbled and Bobby hopped away fast. Too fast to get any berries. Penelope the porcupine tried to look tough. Barnaby just yawned. It seemed impossible. Finley watched and thought. His clever mind started whirring. He knew there had to be a way. He sat down beneath a fern. The cool shade helped him think. Tapped his chin with his paw. Ideas began to form. He thought. Is Barnaby really that smart? Maybe there was a way to outsmart him. A tiny smile touched Finley's lips. He was onto something. He had a clever idea brewing. This was going to be fun. Finley decided to talk to his friends. First, he visited Sammy Squirrel. Sammy was very chatty. "Sammy," Finley whispered, "what does Barnaby hate?" Sammy chattered, "Oh, loud noises, especially high-pitched buzzing sounds." This was good news for Finley. Next, Finley met Beatrice Badger. Beatrice was a bit grumpy too. "Why bother with Barnaby?" she huffed. "Just find other berries." But Finley was determined. He wanted those special raspberries. Beatrice shook her head. "You'll get into trouble," she grumbled. "Some animals don't like adventure." Luckily, Finley had good friends. Rosie the robin chirped a happy tune. She thought his plan sounded great. She would watch from the sky. Chester the chipmunk offered his help too. He had a collection of shiny pebbles. Finley smiled at his kind friends. Their support made him feel brave. With this new knowledge, Finley's plan grew more detailed and cunning. The great berry ruse brains over brawn. Finley found some sticky honey. Not from Barnaby's stash. He found dry leaves and a hollow reed. He put honey on the leaves. Then he tiptoed close. Barnaby was fast asleep, rumbling like a sleepy drum. Finley placed sticky leaves near some bees, a safe distance from the berries. Finley took a deep breath. He put the reed to his lips and blew hard. He made the loudest buzzing sound, like a giant angry bee, right near Barnaby's ear. Barnaby woke up with a roar. "What is that awful noise?" he yelled. He was very mad. He saw the sticky leaves. He thought the bees were attacking him. While Barnaby swatted the air, Finley moved like lightning to the raspberry bush. He grabbed a pawful of berries and scurried away. He had won with his amazing brain. Happily ever after, and a little lesson for us all. Finley sat happily by his den, feeling the warmth of the sun on his fur. He ate the sweet, delicious berries, savoring each bite as if it were a precious treat. Oh, they were so yummy. The best berries he ever had, bursting with flavor and sweetness. He shared some with Sammy Squirrel, who chattered happily in appreciation, and with Rosie the Robin, who sang a beautiful song in return. Chester the Chipmunk also got a berry, his tiny paws holding it delicately. Sharing made them taste even better. Finley felt wonderfully happy, surrounded by friends. His tummy and heart were happy, filled with joy and contentment. And what about Barnaby? He finally calmed down, finding peace in the quiet forest. The bees went back to their hive, buzzing softly as they worked. He still had plenty of berries, enough to last for days. He never knew Finley had taken a few, as Finley was very sneaky. He just grumbled a bit more, his usual grumpy self, about those pesky buzzing noises which never seemed to stop. Some bears are just like that, always finding something to complain about. The other animals heard Finley's story, gathering around him with eager ears. They were amazed by his clever ways, marveling at his ingenuity. They learned you don't always need size or strength. Being smart is powerful, and sometimes even more important. Finley lived happily in the woods, using his wits to thrive. The moral: use your brain, not just your might. Intelligence can be your greatest strength. And remember, sharing is sweet. The end.